Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tube, but welcome back if this is your... Frack, I forgot what episode number this was. I think we're on 6. I want to say we're on 6. We also back? Yeah. Episode 6 of The Rookie, Season 3. Yeah, I ruined the train of thought. It's been a very long day for me. Very good ending, though. I can't talk about much yet, but... Anyway, end of the long week. It's kind of been a very somber week for me because we've Stargirl wrapped up airing wise. We got the Heel Season 2 renewal announcement. A lot of great reviews we recorded over the week. I practically wrapped up Stargirl as I recorded both the last 2 episodes for this review series already. And I saw Eternals, which was good. I'll say that much. And No Way Home poster literally dropped moments before I recorded this. So I'm like, fuck yes, let's go. I'm excited, finally. Oh man, oh man, December's so long to go, and we still have so much to do. We still have so much episodes to see of our show. So let's get down to it. This week on The Rookie, this was a fairly, I found this to be very interesting. Like this, again, I said this before many times. The promos for these episodes do not cut it out. Whatever they're trying to do in the actual episode is not reflected in whatever they promote in the preview. And again, it's not surprising. It's a 44-minute show, getting a 30-second promotion block. There's only so much you can do in those 30 seconds. And from what I found very great about this is that they continued the main storyline of the arson case, and they wrapped in Nolan's new girlfriend around. And again, I'm very curious to see, are they really going to maybe do a fighter spinoff for Rookie? I mean, it's just they're focusing so much of that this year that I'm just thinking, like, will they do it? I mean, I think I didn't mention. I'm pretty sure I did mention this when they announced it. They promoted Nolan's new girlfriend to a series regular for season 4, and as much as I'm very happy about that prospect of her staying around for a while, I'm just curious to see if there's any bigger purpose to it, because like none of Nolan's previous exes have been promoted before, so there's definitely something long term they're planning for her there. So I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm still not thinking it's going to be a proper, we're doing a spinoff, because again, ratings wise, I don't know what ABC's function is. I mean, then again, they did do the Humans thing and, Agent Carter, so I'm like, I could be wrong. But anyway, with that being said, I still very much enjoyed this episode of The Rookie, and again, the ABC Disney connection continues as we get a little well-known Marvel star in there. No, well, not too well-known, but well-known for like the really hardcore fans. But with that being said, let's get for the butchered recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. Also, just give me 1 second. I have to check something. Never mind. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we begin this week's episode with Nolan and Harper checking in on a random park and noticing someone's digging up a pretty big sizable hole in it. It's treasure hunting time. Okay, I don't know why. There's always been this concept in my head about doing treasure hunting on a show, because like everyone goes crazy about it. I think the only example I can think of it in recent memories was when American Dad did their 100 episode special, where everyone around Langley Falls was trying to find Haley and Jeff, and that wasn't like really much of a treasure hunt, but it was more like a group of people like all clamoring to find this one thing. And I guess Family Guy did that at one point, an actual treasure hunt. Because recently on Reddit, their version of Reddit, not ours, someone posted this mysterious poem that leads to this very grand treasure buried around LA, and for some reason someone decided to resume the search for it. It has occurred many years ago, which it ties into another storyline in a bit. And what's curious about is that it's rising again. But before we get to more about that, Nolan and the fellow rookies are still in the middle. Well, Nolan and the fellow officers are still in the midst of their current district representative election between Nolan and Smithy. And Smithy, now realizing he has an actual challenge in Nolan, he actually decides to up his game. And the new rook, I apologize, I forgot his name. I think it's Elijah. I don't want to. I'll remind myself again next week on his name. But New Rook is very just blatant flat out to know, like, okay, do you have a campaign website? Do you have any new posters printed up? And I was like, I didn't prep for any of this. So, like, do you want to be my campaign manager? Because, I ain't got time for this. You seem to know well more than me. And he's like, are you sure you want to trust in me? And Nolan's like, yeah, already, you're already overqualified for the job. And that's the one thing I love about Nolan is that he always just looks in the good of people, like regardless. And obviously everyone knows like he didn't do it, what New Rook did in the past, but no one was able to like ignore all that and just focus on who he is. So definitely is a good sign that this guy's in the right place in the right time. I know we do get we're morely focused on the arson case. That there is a bit more of, still stuff to figure out. The witnesses from weeks ago from those episodes, they woke up and they still don't have any, like, they couldn't really give an accurate description of who did it. So it's still like up in the air of who really did it. So that's still to be figured out. To be honest with you. Another thing going on with Bradford this week is that Bradford's got his own task to deal with. So there's a veteran in not a military veteran, like a very aged officer in the station, who is kind of beginning to feel the effects of old age, memory wise, performance wise. He's just been staying behind the desk all of his life, in more recent years. So Bradford's assignment is to try and get him out of the force, make him retire so that he doesn't like ruin his golden years or whatever they call them. So Bradford's taking care of that this week, so he doesn't really need his gopher Chen this week. So Chen and Nolan back together again after a bit of time. It's been a little bit of time. I always prefer Nolan and Chen together as as the crime fighting duo instead of Bradford and Chen. That's just my personal preference. It could just be like I've been watching the show since season 1, so I kind of just now, and they're also the original now, the OG rookie. So I'm like, yeah, keep them together as long as you can. So I'm thinking, do we start the treasure hunt aspect? Give me a second to think. Okay, so I remember that I think they do go back on the street, and it's very well aware that this treasure hunt is becoming very more dangerous, as they're by a harbor for one of the interpretations of the riddle or the poem, and what they find is there's like a ton of people that have no real like control over themselves, and a guy literally kills someone for the treasure. I'm like, okay, I've never seen that in person, this sort of thing happening, but I'm just like, y'all are crazy. Like that, the fact to the fact that this is something that, you're going crazy. A mother died for this treasure, and I'm just like, this treasure better be real. Otherwise, this was an entire waste. A life went away for nothing. So once they realize the severity of this, everyone, it's all hands on deck. Well, plus Bradford's, side thing of, being a, trying to get this officer to retire. It's all hands on deck. They're trying to now they have to solve this treasure hunt, as well as if anyone else commits any crimes during this, they have to also be attentive to that. Which I'll be honest with you, if I knew like being a police cop would have like, we're gonna do a treasure hunt at one of these points, I would honestly sign myself up, because honestly, I love treasure hunting. I love solving mysteries, so I would love to do that. But sad to say, that's not in my current life trajectory right now. So everyone's branched off. Chen and Bradford are in their usual like rivalry. Like, Bradford's got the old veteran who has actually been on something similar on a case that dealt with the mystery earlier in his career. So Bradford has that advantage, and Chen and Nolan, Chen being like the smart one, she thinks that she can figure it out as well. Harper also tags along with them to kind of figure this out in the end. Also, what's going on is that Nolan's girlfriend, her firefighter station are having this big barbecue at the chief's house. So Nolan's invited because he's the boyfriend, and he's kind of like, considering, like, again, I still remember when episode 2, I think it was the second or third episode, when Nolan attempted to try reach out to her and try to like make her see that let's give this a chance, let's give this relationship a go. And when that was happening, I'm pretty sure the firefighters around him was like, you know what, Nolan, he's gonna stick around, he's probably gonna be the one to marry her. Which I'm like, honest to say, so far, given how like I've seen 3 of Nolan's relationships, with Chen, with the outside specialists with law enforcement, and then the doctor, and out of all of them, I really like the one he has with the firefighter. Like they're different, but they just work. They vibe so well. It's, all relationships are different. You're going to find the ones that are like, they're very similar, and there's going to be ones that are very different, or they're just like, they have some stuff in common, not a lot, but it's just the vibe between them is just, it just sticks out like very powerful. And trust me, it's hard to find some of them, and it just really depends on the person you are and the person you're meant to be with. So it just kind of depends on how that's gonna go, to be honest with you. So they split off. We get to know a little bit more about the old veteran, about his career, and how much he doesn't have. He has his daughter who he lives with, who kind of also takes care of him a little bit. She's kind of cute, so I'm like, oh, Bradford's kind of like thinking about. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a thing, but like, again, Bradford did have a girlfriend from New York. Where does she go off to? You never addressed it, so is he single? Is he taken? I want to know. Like, let's give me a throwaway line saying, oh, they just broke up, long distance broke up. Like, I would be accepting that, but they never acknowledged it. And I really hope they do, because otherwise, I don't want Bradford to be a cheater, which I know he isn't, but I'm just still saying, just acknowledge it, please. So during this time as well, they do get another lead somehow that leads them underground. I know there's a scene where Bradford is with the old veteran, and they share. He starts to share his memories from when he was doing this case last with his partner. And the thing they notice is that when they visited the person who I believe is the one who started this whole treasure hunting craze, a little clue that he gave them is that he rode with his left hand and he went the right. So, which is kind of weird. So I guess like whatever hand you work with is the direction you go. I guess I really don't know how that is, but they start to reevaluate and figure out what the path of escape could have been when they did it. I know Nolan's girlfriend takes initiative because she wants to defend her chief, and she wants him to be proven innocent. So I know she decides to go and hey, I'm going to go and sneak into my boss's house so I can try and find evidence that would prove that he's not the arson, that he's just an innocent, sweet chief. But, against Nolan's wishes, which I'm like, yeah, this is meant for Nolan, because, Nolan would do something similar to this just to prove a point. So I'm like, yeah, they're made for each other. I'm just saying that as a front. So anyway, continuing onwards. So Nolan, Harper, and Chen head underground. I believe it kind of looks like an underground, and they meet Kraglin and another dude. Supposedly they're at the spot of the treasure, and Kraglin's like, they're having the typical I'm getting the treasure, or the other guy's like, oh, I'm getting the treasure, and Kraglin shoots the guy. But thankfully they it's a very quick arrest. They get him down. Bradford and the other dude show up as well, and this was quite an eventful last shift for the old veteran as he finally decides this is how I want to end. At a very nice last shift, I'm ready to retire. I'm ready to cut it close. So Bradford achieved his job. Well, I believe he did. I know another subplot that I forgot to mention was New Rook was at one of the scenes, and he actually got to flirt with one of the standbyers who has admitted she has a thing for cops. So they exchange numbers. They go out for dinner, and they seem to have a very nice rapport. There might be a date 2 in the future, but they're just they're good. They're good, and Gray was a bit concerned because it could just be a type, and it could potentially backfire, which he is aware of. But for him, it's we shouldn't judge people by that. She's a nice individual. We had a nice time, so let's leave it there. I know I think eventually Nolan does get a call from his girlfriend, yeah, I'm stuck in my chief's house. I need a diversion, and so Nolan, being the sweet boyfriend, heads, despite his angerment, which I'm like, for once, Nolan being angry is a very rare thing. So I'm like, she kind of crossed the line there. So thankfully, she gets a photo of something, I think a watch, which is kind of a decent enough proof to actually request a proper search warrant. While Nolan is distracting him, and the chief initially thought that, oh, you're here for the blessing, you want to marry her. I'm like, okay, look, you're sweet. It's only been a month. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Which I'm like, damn. If we got another wedding this season, we technically didn't even get a proper wedding last season, which I'm still kind of bummed about. If we got a proper wedding on this show, I would love it. But will we actually get that? I really don't know. So after they pull out, they realize the evidence that she got is enough to kind of, put the pieces together and start to realize he is probably the arson. So now they have enough to hopefully get the evidence they need from his house and file an arrest on him. Bradford says, and before they go out, Bradford says a very nice speech for the old veteran that is retiring. His daughter pops in, to thank Bradford for like giving him this last shift and also saying those nice things. So again, could there be something here? I don't know. Could just be Bradford being the nice guy, and she's just acknowledging he's a nice guy. Who knows? Who knows where this can go? I hope for the best. I hope for the best for Bradford, but we'll see how that goes with there. So Lopez, Nolan, and his girlfriend head out to the Chiefs' house so they can finally formally send in the request warrant so they can start searching the house. But once they show up, the house just blows up to smithereens, which I'm like, I really want to know why this guy pushed it. I really want to know because like there has to be a story here. There definitely has to be a story here, and I want to know about it because it just makes me curious. But the cliffhanger is, well, there is no cliffhanger. The house has exploded. Now they're like, what's the next step? But that'll be on next week's episode of The Rookie. So again, for me, I really enjoyed this episode. I really did. I think it's another strong episode. Fully focusing on, it almost felt like a filler episode with the treasure hunting aspect, but then it actually slowly became part of like the main story, which I'm like, this was cool. I really enjoyed it. The treasure hunting aspect definitely did get me riled up a little bit and got my blood flowing a little bit. Like that's what I really like about The Rookie. Like when it really likes, gets me going, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting weird on that. I'm really getting weird. But no, honestly, I really do. I love it a lot. Again, I feel like they're planning on more stuff with the fighters than I initially anticipate. It could just be like the subplot for the season. It could just be it, or maybe setting up for something more. I don't know. That's what I'm getting out of it, but that's all I'm just gonna say on that matter. But yeah. So I really want to know what the arson's deal is. Like, why is he doing this? Because there has to be a story here. There is something more than meets the eye with this case. So I really can't wait to see what they're gonna do with it. So yeah. So I think that's gonna do. I think is there anything else to mention majorly? No. This was another great episode for The Rookie. Hopefully it's going to stand out with one of those with the other strong two-parters. So, yeah, I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up as always. Let me know in the comments below what did you think of this week's episode of The Rookie. I apologize if this week kind of felt like a little bit more sporadic and sparse because it's just the nature of the episode. And like for me and my mindset, it's just really hard to explain a fucking treasure hunting thing. So also I apologize for my language. I apologize. But yeah, yeah. So I think that's going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the 4th season of The Rookie. Oh God, I said the 3rd season earlier, which I'm like, damn, my mind is really off. I need to go to bed. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Two besides our Rookie episode reviews, we're currently doing the DC Stargirl reviews each and every Wednesday mornings after a brand new episode, on Tuesday nights normally on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. We're also doing Walker season 2 episode reviews each and every Friday mornings after a brand new episode on Thursday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. We're also doing Doom Patrol season 3 episode reviews each and every Saturday mornings after a brand new episode on Thursdays on HBO Max. And we're also doing Nancy Drew season 3 episode reviews each and every, damn, what was it? Sunday mornings after brand episode on Friday nights on the CW or free the next day on the CW app. Tomorrow we are also posting our Titans season 3 review. Not spoilers, so if you have not yet seen the 3rd season of Titans, go check it out. But more on that review tomorrow. But if you don't care about The Rookie, you're in luck. We'll be back next week with the next episode review. I think afterwards, from what I read on the schedule ahead, is we're going to be off for Thanksgiving for a couple weeks. So we'll be back in December. So it's all over the place. I'll announce more next week. It's a bit crazy. A lot of stuff in my life is crazy. But again, if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos. Ring that bell for notification when our next Rookie review is live, which is normally each and every Monday mornings. Like, favorite, share of this review if you want to, but it helps us gets us out to other members of the. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God, why is my brain farting today? Of the Rookie, Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot my own thing. Oh God, I'm getting old. Oh damn, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna call you the Rookies for now. I'm blanking. I apologize. It helps us beat up the YouTube algorithm that hates me ever so much in life, as well as sharings for free here on the interwebs. Please also follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates for the channel. But until next week, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out. Oh, Rookie Nation, that's what was it. Yeah, now I remember.